Hey, welcome to the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute with your host, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest, Alan Bishop. Hey, this channel is all about home distilling and legal distilling. If you've got questions, reach out to us in the comments below, social media, or via bishopshomegrown@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out thealchemistcabinet.com. Hey guys, back with the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. I'm going to shut this door here. My dog just went out. Anyways, hope you're all doing well, and I won't spend that much time on an introduction. This may be a little bit of a short video, and I think that is completely fine. I don't think anybody has any problem with that, right? Why spend 10 minutes talking if you can spend 3 minutes talking and get just as much information out without rambling on? As always, if you have questions, alchemistcabinet.com, bishopshomegrown@gmail.com, YouTube comments below, social media, all that stuff. Check out the new Distiller's Almanac on the alchemistcabinet.com that is available. That is a yearly thing I will be doing. That is me tying my folk beliefs, my folk magic, my spirituality, etc. into the art of distillation, which is something I've been trying to do for many years, and I feel like I'm finally getting to the point where I can talk confidently of those things and share them with people. And be sure to check out the If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. So, question here. Alan, when using two 2-inch sight glasses with bubbler and one downcomer each, could I use a light packing in the pot still head to mimic a consistent flow like a dephlemator? Thinking I could eliminate one of my pumps out of the equation. Any thoughts or experiences would be appreciated. That's a really good question. So here's what I would say. That's basically kind of how packing works, right? But packing, when you're doing packing, you don't typically have bubble plates involved. It would be really hard to manage the flow. What I would suggest instead is the following. So we have a really tall hybrid pot at Spirits of French Lick that has a 4-plate column on it. I don't ever run the dephlemator on it. I had the column on it because I wanted that height, because I knew I would get some passive reflux caused by the environment, right? If you can essentially add 2-inch tubing, 2-inch spools, right, above your sight glasses, and let's say, go up several feet up in the air, 3 feet, something like that. Crazy tall tower, right? Wouldn't necessarily need any packing, I don't believe. And then put a fan up there, right? Have a fan blowing on that where you've got some cool air hitting that. You're going to get a ton of reflux. Now, being able to load your plates, again, that's tricky. You don't have real tight control there if you're not using a pump to do that. Could you do it? Yes. Do I think you could do it consistently? Probably not. What I would be more apt to do if I were you is pack a column with copper scrubbers. Take those sight glasses, take the 2-inch bubble caps out of them, throw a bunch of copper packing in there, or prismatic packing, or whatever you're into, whatever you like, whatever suits your fancy, right? Add your spool that's a couple feet tall, right? The farther away from the boiler, the better. And if you low fill your boiler just a little bit, so instead of filling it all the way up to the operational mark, fill it 3/4, that also gives you a little more area. Now you have a ton of area for reflux, right? Put that fan up top, just a little computer fan or one of those little clip-on fan deals like you use in the summertime when you go camping. Blow it directly on the very top of that. And I think you would be surprised how much reflux you would create and how much, liquid alcohol meeting vapor alcohol you would get out of that packing. I suspect it would be more consistent and make a higher quality product than trying to control the reflux on top of plates to load plates and hold that load on the plates without a pump. In fact, this is very similar to what we do at Spirits of French Lick on some products. So there are certain products where I wanted that still with that tower on it, not to use the plates or to use a dephlemator, but specifically to get reflux in the wintertime. And one of the things that I do, if I want to make some components for blends in the future that are a little lighter, if we get a good cold day in the wintertime and I want a lighter style whiskey, I will kick the back door of the distillery open, the H3 room, and leave it open and allow that cross breeze from the cold air to come over and hit that still while I'm distilling. And then I'm getting reflux off the shoulders of that still and all the way up and down that column, to the extent that if you were to look in that column, now we don't have the plates closed, we're not running the plates on it, but if you look in that column through the sight glasses, it looks like a waterfall, man. It looks like you're running that dephlemator exactly where you'd want it at, right? And it does beautiful things. It doesn't take the proof up crazy high. It bumps it maybe 3 or 4 proof points, something like that. Sometimes up to 10. I have seen it go up to 10, and we have a cleaner cut on the tails side of things. So I think that would be the better method. If I were you, that's the one that I would go along with and give a try. So I do want to give a little shout out here to Bad Motivator barrels, 1030 barrels, Ozark Steelworks, and 13 Stills, by the way. I didn't do like an end of year wrap up video or anything like that last year. I didn't think it was necessary, but I wanted to thank those companies particularly for all the things they do for me, man. If you guys get a chance and you're looking for stuff, if you want barrels, listen, 1030s are great for small experimental stuff or for a little bit of maturation on commercial stuff that you've purchased. The Bad Mo's are fantastic. Both those guys carry great wood. I endorse both of them. What they're doing is for me, is already making a whiskey of a quality that I've never been able to make on a home scale prior to this. Whiskey of a quality that I could compare to something from one of the large scale distilleries. And Ozark Steelworks. Wayne does fantastic, phenomenal work. In fact, all the way down to, he makes these copper bracelets. Pretty fucking cool, right? But he's got all kinds of stuff, including some new funnels and some mini barrel thieves that are made specifically for the Bad Mo barrels, which is pretty awesome, right? You want to feel like a real distiller. You get you one of them copper funnels. You get you one of them little mini whiskey thieves. Get you some Bad Mo barrels. You got you a fucking warehouse operation going, boys and girls. And of course, 13 Stills, Jason Wade Harrell. Great local still builder, traditional Appalachian style stills. And he now has a beautiful 100-gallon piece sitting at Dark Arts Whiskey House down in Lexington, Kentucky, based on the Black Forest model. So I love seeing, that particular still end up in an actual commercial distillery. For me, that's a big deal, right? So anyways, guys, support the sponsors. Hey, go out there and get that Distiller's Almanac. If you're at all interested in the spirituality of distillation, lunar phases, if you base your planning cycles and stuff like that off of the Old Farmer's or the Farmer's Almanac, this is a great addendum to those particular volumes. So appreciate you guys. I love you, and I'll catch you soon.